Good morning, students. Today we will deal with the second poem of our English Literature Honeydew book. That's the Geography lesson. The name of the poem is Geography lesson and it is written by Julifika Ghosh. Basically, with the geography, it is dealing with the land, l- climate, weather, uh, other features like mountains, rivers, and all that. So, in this lesson, particularly, the poet has written that person is traveling high up in the sky, and gradually he's understanding the many facts of geography which was not clear to that person when he has read in the books. So, let's start the lesson. The name is a geography lesson and it's composed by Julifika Ghosh. Uh, the poem is actually written in this perspective what I have told. A person is observing the city where he lives from a height in the sky, able to understand the real meaning of geography. Initially, when the plane if he is traveling by air, plane takes off from the ground and he went into the sky, it becomes clear why the city was developed in a certain way. From a certain height, the cities started to look at a smaller size. A size a mile was reduced to inches on the scale. Mile reduced to inches. But what looks haphazard and without logic on the ground seems inevitable and necessary when viewed from the sky. That means when you are on the ground, the what the city looks to you haphazard, unplanned, and all that, and without logic, it has been drawn. And when it looks without logic, and when you go on upwards, inevitably, without fail, it looks that from the sky you can see why all these things are very much planned and very much cities are drawn very planned, which is not possible to know from the ground. Secondly, when this plane attains a height of 10,000 feet, the another uh, mystery of geography was clear to the person is able to comprehend that why the man is attracted. From the earlier times you have seen the civilization was settled near the water bodies, settled why attracted, why the land and water that attract man or habitation, why the man used to settle near. Now that when he goes up in this high up in the sky, the 10,000 feet, he was able to understand why the earlier civilization used to be settling near the water. Why and why the many early times the many cities were developed near the water. We have learned in geography the earlier civilizations were all developed, big cities, trade centers were developed near the water. And why those areas were populated too, because the cities were developed now. And now the plane travels another 6 miles up. It becomes clear to the author that they learned in geography the earth is round and there was more water than land. Which is, if you are on the land, you cannot see. You see where you are on the land, so you cannot just judge that there is more land, more water than land. Now, but when you go up in the sky, the logic of geography, which is told to you that the earth is round and there is more land than water, and that is very much clear from the because from the plane at the height you can see the water everywhere, land very less. But one thing which is not clear to the author or not clear to that person, even when he is on the ground, when he's going up and up, that why people, one question is not again, why people hate each other. लोग एक दूसरे से घृणा कर क्यों करते हैं, and why people in hatred kill each other also. That also is not clear from the high up in the sky. And why, another thing is that why is not clear why people build walls across the city from one city to another, why people build walls. And even when these all the things are there, and why that from the height we know the boundaries, we learn in geography the land boundaries of one country, one city, from another. And that is also clear to the author that there is no as such boundary. It is done by the human beings himself from their own vested interest. And but this is not clear even to the author, that to the person going up in his why one person hate each other, even why they kill each other, why they build boundaries, why they build wall across the city. So this is the gist of the soul of the poem. Rather, next we will go by the stanza. There are total three stanzas in this poem. I will go one by one. Let me read and then I'll explain. See, first stanza is that when the jet sprang into the sky, it was clear why the city had developed the way it had. Seeing it scaled 6 inches into the mile, there seemed an inevitability about what on ground have looked haphazard, unplanned, without style when the jet sprang into the sky. When the jet sprang into the sky, it's clear. When the jet is going up, it was clear. It was clear to the person that why the city had developed the way, why the city which he from the land, it was not clear, and now it is clear. And there's the area, the distance also reduced to the 6 inches to the mile now. And why it is also clear that which what looks haphazard, unplanned, and without style in this on the ground, now it is very clear. So it is the explanation is that when the plane took off from the ground or set to touch the sky, the poet could view the city in a miniature means small scale. An area spread about a mile was reduced to it. But big area is now reduced to small scale. Seeing the city in wholesome, entire city, he could see it at once. The poet is able to understand why the city is designed in the way it is, which he is not able to understand on the ground. And what appeared haphazard, unplanned on the ground, is now gained clarity to him from a certain height. This is the first stanza. We go to the second stanza. When this jet reached 10,000 feet, it was clear why the country had cities where the rivers ran and why the valleys were populated. The logic of geography. The land and water attracted man was clearly delineated. Delineated means clearly identified, clearly when the jet reached 10,000 feet. In this also, soon the plane, when it attained a 2,000 feet in the height, it was no longer difficult for the poet to understand the logic of geography, the wide spaces, understood that why the land and water where the people settlement is more land and water areas, the rivers were abundant populated, northern fertile plains we know is the densely populated plains areas of the country. The fact that the water and the land attracted man was visible from the height. Now the person could visualize that why that people are mostly settled near the rivers or water bodies. And then the stanza 3 is very important. When the jet rose another 6 miles high, it was clear the earth was round. Now it's clear to the person that why the earth was round. And there's more land, sea than land. Sea is more, the portion of the sea is more than land. But it was difficult to understand. The person was difficult to understand that the man on the earth found cause to hate each other. Now, this question is not understand to the person that why the man finds the question reasons to hate each other and to build wall across cities, but means that means they were across the one city to other city, there is that boundaries are there, gates are there to build wall across city and to kill why the man kill each other from that height. It was not clear, the person is not clear from that height why the this explanation as such as a plan it was easier to understand that the earth was round. Once again I am telling, and there could be more water than land, which I have told. But what he just couldn't understand, why men hated and killed each other. He couldn't understand the reason behind building high walls, means enmity, walls of enmity, and harboring ill feeling towards, keeping ill feeling towards each other. Geography was never about borders. Geography never told about borders, barriers, territorial differences between the two places, differences of opinion, which is seen when seen from. There is no actual sorry boundaries there. Man has given these meanings to geography, and why man did, he couldn't understand why the man did it. It's all the soul of the poem explanation. Thank you very much.